Hello!
And welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses. And this week we're back on the bike reviews.
Sports bikes are certainly very popular, and finding a full-size 125 with full power is not so easy.
No, indeed, there are many different designs and sizes around, and most of them range from 9 up to 13 brake horsepower, but it's very difficult to find one in the upper ranges that knocks on that 15 brake horsepower door. Unless, of course, you pay premium money for the likes of Honda CBR or the Yamaha YZF.
Or the KTM RC or the Suzuki GSXR.
And then you expect to pay between £3,500 and £4,500.
So is there another option then?
Well, yes, there is. Of course, you do have the high-sung GTR 125, but today we're looking at something slightly different.
Yes, we are. A sports bike with a touring influence. The Daelim Roadwin R125.
Roll that intro. This bike uses a single-cylinder, 4-valve, liquid-cooled, double overhead cam, fuel-injected engine.
Producing 14.8 brake horsepower. And let's face it, with that kind of power, conditions permitting and rider permitting, you should easily see 70 miles per hour and beyond.
And with a 15-litre fuel tank, you should be able to cruise for quite a while too.
And when it comes to stopping again, you have a 280mm front disc with a double piston caliper.
And on the rear, you have a 220mm disc, also with a double piston caliper. Although apparently the new version that's coming out will have 2 discs on the front. One that side and one that side.
So what about suspension then?
Well, we have right way up forks on the front and a monoshock arrangement on the rear.
So when it comes to tyres, we have a 110mm front tyre and a PH fat 140mm tyre on the rear. This seat makes an amazing pillow. And did you know this was a plastic cover?
Yes, the tank is underneath here. That is brilliant.
So if you scratch it, brilliant.
Just replace the plastic cover, not the whole tank.
Great.
Genius. With a width of 778 millimetres and a height of 1.18 metres, Its length is over 2 metres and it has a 780mm seat height.
And it weighs in at 145 kilos, which is a bit on the hefty side, but not enough to seriously affect the top end speed.
However, one thing that I am disappointed with, it has a 5-speed gearbox, and you would expect this to possibly have 6. So then, let's start it up and take it out for a ride. Off we go. What's it like? Oh, very comfortable actually. And my first impression of this bike is that it does not feel like a 125. It feels so much bigger. Really comfortable as well. I have to say, it's not bad at all, you know. This really isn't bad. It's not uber quick, but I think it's because it's only just been run and it doesn't feel ridiculously powerful at the moment. Something else is that it doesn't have much fuel in. So without fuel, that's better. Whoa, here we go, yes. Now that is not bad at all. The way the front end comes up on this Tourer, it honestly feels like I'm on a 600. You know, overall, this is an extremely pleasant ride, and I only have sort of one criticism really. It's quite minor as well. I mean, it feels very well balanced. It's a little bit flitty on the acceleration, like whoop, 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 but I guess that's down to getting used to the clutch. It turns quite well. My only criticism, as I said, is when you turn a little bit, look, you're very close, if not hitting, the fairing when you turn. It's okay this side, but the accelerator, it's quite close, and you do tend to touch it when you're on a tight circle. I guess you're not turning that often, that sharply, and that is the other criticism, is that the turning circle is quite lacking. But overall, it's extremely comfortable, very manoeuvrable, and it does, like I say, I know I've said it before, feel a lot bigger than it is. Very impressed. I mean, what can I say? Well done, Daelim, is all I can really say. Well done indeed. An impressive bike. And the final thing I have to say as I bring this back into the garage is that even though it looks quite sporty, you can definitely feel the touring element. It works. It just works. So there we have it. So obviously with every bike there has to be some bad points. Well, this has a couple. Not many, to be fair.
No.
It does have a couple. And when we first started the bike up, it seemed a little bit lacking in sound. It was like, almost a bit scootery.
Just weren't impressed with it.
And it wasn't that impressive. However, after you ride it a little while, it seems to be better. And it certainly looks like a big exhaust. Perhaps the only thing that would make it better is a V-twin engine to give it a slightly different sound.
But then you're going to be pushing the price up.
You are, and you've still got
prices.
that 125 element anyway.
Yeah.
And the only thing, and I don't know if this is an advertising or a marketing thing, but if you look on here, this fairing, on the stickers, Well, what can I say? First of all they say is 4-valve, double overhead cam, Type D frame, liquid-cooled engine.
Do you know what
Now
that reminds me of?
To me, sounds like a marketing thing rather than a...
Yeah, when you buy a new TV and you peel the stickers off the front that say how many watts it uses.
energy rating A++. Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. So maybe they're supposed to be removed. If they're not, they're on a white background and it doesn't work with the pearl white paint. It just looks a bit crap.
And even where we've got these stripes, they've got like a pearl silvery type finish, and it's not the same as the paint. It doesn't look right.
I don't think they're supposed to be there. I think that and this is possibly removable. And if it isn't, that's the first thing that would go if I had this bike. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I can't really fault it. It looks impressive. It feels very comfortable to ride. It's a big bike. It's got 15 almost brake horsepower. It's what's not to like. However, how much is it?
For all this comfort, speed and looks.
Yeah, what does it cost?
£2,499.
I know, can you believe it? £2,499. And because this is the last of the previous model before they bring out the double brake one with the extra, it's got a couple of extra bits. We'll go into that at another time when it arrives. Not too much detail right now. But because this is the last of these, A&R Motorcycles are doing it at £2,299 on the road with a 2-year parts and labour warranty. Now that, I think, is an absolute bargain.
Certainly a superb contender for the high-end Hondas and Suzukis and such.
Definitely. Oh, there was one other negative thing.
Yes, it only comes in this white, black or red.
Yeah, a bit lacking really, isn't it? I don't know why they don't do like a nice tangerine or a lime green or something.
Yeah.
It's slightly different.
Bright apple green.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining us. Please come back next time when we shall be back with more bikes, more cars, and back on our Project Hybrid P400 1978 Honda Cafe Scrambler thing, and Project Mac, the 1971 Mustang. And...
two things. Number one, more progress has happened on the Cortina. That's a good thing. We'll get some pictures up online of that. Second thing, please subscribe. Please do use the bell button. If it works for you, that's brilliant, but a lot of people are finding it doesn't. Just whatever. But just press it. Yeah. Anything else? What are we doing?
no, that's it. And until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.